letter of James, the New Testament says, be a doer, not a breaker. That is, you do that, or doing. You're not saved, as it turns out, according to them, by faith. You're saved by doing the law. Not advocating it, just telling you, setting up the parameters of the debate. And Jesus is going to fall right in the middle of those parameters. That's how we're going to have to try to find him. Where is he in this? At the moment, we think he's Paul. And I'm going to try to show that that's in historical Jesus. We don't need to do historical Jesus. If he is Paul, no problem. That is, if all his positions are Pauline, we're home free. But the point that all scholars have puzzled over is historical Jesus looks like he may be a little different than that. And I'm not saying he is or he isn't. That's up to you. You're the one who has to make your conclusion, not me. I think I know what I think, and you think you know what I think. But that doesn't matter. It's what you think that matters. For all the ages of God reach their appointed end as he determines them in the mystery of his wisdom. It goes on, the beginning of 2:4. Behold, the soul is puffed up and is not upright. Paul talks about the puffed up leadership of the early church in 1 Corinthians 8. He said they are all puffed up by knowledge. He uses that expression in 1 Corinthians 8:1. When in fact they should be puffed up with love, he says.
Is it 8:1 and 2:8? 1 Corinthians?
No, it's 1 Corinthians 8:1. 1 Corinthians 8:1. I can read it to you later. I don't want to miss anything. This is not where I wanted to get to. As usual, I never get where I'm trying to go. That's why I said, bear with me. Just go do something in some other class for a while.
You have a page on the floor.
As long as my pants aren't falling down, we're in good shape. Let's see. That can happen too, because my belts don't seem to keep where they should be. Anyway, okay. Look. Now look, concerning things sacrificed to idols, 8:1. We know that we all have knowledge. And here's his little jab. Knowledge puffs up. You see, the leadership of the community is supposed to have knowledge. But love builds up. Okay, boys, I'm in for the love side. I don't like your knowledge side. But if anyone thinks he knows anything, he has not known anything as he ought to know it. This is his rhetorical. He loves to know. Boom, boom, boom. Three-sided rhetorical argument with the word no. Playing rhetorical games, which is part of Greek rhetoric. It's called, in Greek lyric odes, I think it's called strophe, antistrophe, epod. In logic, it's called dialectic. What is it in Marxian theory? It's thesis, antithesis, thesis, synthesis. Yes, it is. He does this in rhetoric, you see. But if anyone thinks he knows anything, he has not known anything, as he ought to know something. But if anything, then he goes on to his point. But if anyone loves God, he is known by him. Now, the people I care about loving God is piety, and they're the people I like, so God knows them. You people are all full of bunkum. And what are they full of bunkum about? Then as to eating things sacrificed to idols, we know an idol is nothing in the world. There's no other God except one. Anyway, he spends the whole rest of the passage attacking the people who are forbidding people from eating things sacrificed to idols. And he goes on in 7, but some he doesn't like people, some with conscience of the idol, eateth the thing sacrificed to an idol even now, and therefore their conscience being weak is defiled. But food does not commend us to God. Neither if we eat are we better off, nor if we don't eat are we worse off. This is his rhetoric and his polemics. It is polemics. I'm going to tell you what it all means in a second. But be careful for fear this strength of yours may become a stumbling block to these weaklings. Sort of Nietzschean weaklings. These people are weak. Why are they weak? They need the law. They depend on the law. You guys are free of the law. You're strong. You don't have to worry about things sacrificed to idols. You don't even see an idol there. They see an idol, therefore they're weak, their conscience is weak, therefore they have to avoid eating things sacrificed to idols. I'm telling it to you through a lot of understanding of this stuff. For if anyone sees you have knowledge dining in an idol temple, will not the weak one's conscience be builded up, so then that one will eat things sacrificed to idols too, and through your knowledge the weak brother for whom Christ died will fall? So all these weaklings that are around, who make issues about these things, same with circumcision and other ones, but sinning is the way against brothers, wounding their weak conscience. You are sinning against Christ. He's being well behaved here. So, okay, here's the deal. If food causes my brother to stumble, I will never eat meat again forever, in order that I may not cause my brother to stumble. I'm going to be a vegetarian. Well, of course he isn't, because in the very next line he says further along, all things at the butcher shops are clean. Do not make problems over meat, and for me all things are lawful. There's no clean and unclean. Okay, say, well, I'm getting ahead of it. What's he attacking here? That spends all of 1 Corinthians attacking. What's he attacking here? Oh, nothing less than Acts 15. You see, say, how does Eisenman put all these things together? I'm the Christian and he's not. Yet he knows these things and I'm not. I haven't heard about all this. Well, because we studied the documents. We studied the scripture, as you should do. Whatever religion you are, Muslim, Christian, Jew, Buddhist, whatever, you have to study the data. Okay, study it and you'll know it better than me because you're a believer. Okay, so what's the final outcome of the so-called Jerusalem Council, where Paul comes up to Jerusalem to put the gospel, as he puts it, among the people overseas, to the leadership of the Jerusalem church in succession to Jesus Christ, led by who? James, the brother of Jesus. And then James, after hearing Paul's psalm, makes his ruling. Say, okay, I say we shouldn't trouble newcomers with things of the law too much, except for 3 things. And what are the 3 things? Things sacrificed to idols, carrion, strangled things, fornication, and blood. 4 things, actually. Abstain from things sacrificed to idols, strangled things, carrying things that were died of itself on the road or were teared by the beasts of prey. Undue fornication and blood, like the Jews do and the Muslims do. Don't eat things with blood in it. All that Torah is kind of the Quran. All those instructions have become the basic Quranic dietary law, the Acts 15, repeated in Acts 21. And who lays that down? James, the leader of the church. So what is the key there? The church leadership is saying, don't eat things sacrificed to idols. Paul says, oh, these are weaklings. That's what he's saying. And that's where you get to the puffed up thing. I'm back to the beginning. They're puffed up with their own knowledge. I'm puffed up with love. Love builds up. They tear down. And so he attacks them.